Hello everybody and welcome to this latest episode of The Money Man, and I've got some interesting banknotes from a former Dutch colony today. I'm talking about the South American country of Suriname. Now, like I said, it used to be part of the Dutch Empire, and you will see that legacy in these banknotes, and they're quite interesting. It's an incomplete set that I have for you today, unfortunately, but these are banknotes from 1988 and they're quite cool. So here is the lowest denomination that I have, and this is the 25 Suriname Gulden. Now, in recent years, Suriname has actually dropped the Gulden and now uses the Suriname Dollar. So this is actually a defunct currency. So that's why I picked it up, and it was actually a really cheap mini set that I got here, so it's quite cool. Now, I'm not going to go into the history of the images. I'm just going to look at their aesthetic beauty, because they're really cool banknotes. And actually, I would say that this one is probably one of the best of the lot. Now, one of the interesting things here is you can see the Dutch colonial legacy in the architecture that's represented along the bottom here. Many of these buildings would not look out of place in Central Europe today. So I think that's quite interesting that, you know, you've got those buildings represented, and we've got a large church here which is almost of cathedral size represented. So that is fascinating. And if you have a look, you can see we have some soldiers here, and they look Dutch to me. They look like Caucasians. I could be wrong, obviously because of the colour of the banknote, but they look like Dutch soldiers to me. So I'd love to know what's going on, and this is an interesting sort of image here. I don't know if it's something to do with liberty or surrender or something like that, but yeah, I don't know. Are they surrendering? Is that a white flag of surrender? I don't know. I'd be interested to know. If anybody knows the history behind this little image, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be fascinated to find out. And I like the harmony of these banknotes. You can see that, you know, the serial number right here, it's got its own little area that's been cut out here. So I like that. There's a nice harmony. And I like how the date of the banknote just nestles at the bottom there. It's cool. Usually, you know, serial numbers look like they've just been stamped over the top. But this one actually has its own dedicated space for it. So I find that quite interesting. And I like how the flags sit either side of the denomination. Quite interesting. Now, the watermark is the same throughout all these banknotes, and actually it's a bird of paradise. So we've got that toucan popping through there. Very, very nice. And let's spin it around and look at the back, because the reverse of these banknotes is very, very fascinating. Now, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Now, you've actually got a lot of different images that are kind of put together to make this kind of wonderful sort of landscape image. And it's really, really fascinating. And one of the most notable things about this banknote is that there isn't any large written characters on the back, which is quite unusual for a banknote. Normally you get like the name of the bank or the denomination in written form on the bank, but here you've got nothing in terms of large writing whatsoever. However, you can see small passages down here. Now, or I say down here, I mean at the top. Now, it's too small to read and it's in Dutch, so I can't read it. But I would hazard a guess that's got something to do with the Suriname Constitution. That's just a guess. I'm firing from the hip here, so let me know if I'm totally wrong. But you've got this wonderful bird again, just sort of sat on this branch. Really, really nice. And then you've got a very, very interesting image here. Now, you'll see this again in a moment, and we'll talk a little bit more. But again, I like these sort of spirally images that go through here. Really, really nice. So this is a wonderful, wonderful banknote. I love the reverse. So let's have a look at the next one. Now, I've got to say they are roughly the same, so I'm going to skip on ahead quickly through these banknotes because there's not too much more to say about them. But here is the 100 Gulden, and you can see that it is pretty much the same on the front. You've got all the same images represented, you've just got the different denomination. There's no security strip to speak of, so these notes are not that sophisticated, but they are from 1988, and Suriname has never been the most, you know, a wealthy place, especially since it broke from the Dutch Empire, so it doesn't have that, you know, that sort of foreign support anymore, economically and all that stuff. So yeah, it's not the richest place. However, I'd much rather be independent as a nation than rich, that's for sure. So yeah, let's have a look at the reverse. You can see on the back it's the same thing. Now, I often wonder when I look at these banknotes, is this the same gentleman as is represented on the front? I'm just guessing, and the image on the back is not good enough for me to be able to discern if it is. It looks like it might be. Again, if I'm wrong, give me a slap in the comment section, because I probably deserve it for that. But I wonder if that is the same gentleman represented on the front, because he's in all of the banknotes. I don't know who it is, but I just get the feeling that that's the same guy, And it looks like something interesting is going on here. He's got what looks like possibly a script in his hand that he's maybe written, and he's speaking to the people, he's gesturing. What's the worst that could happen? That's the feeling I get from that. And the people are listening intently. And the fact that this, the muscle here has got his arms crossed, makes me think that this is serious business. So is this the birth of the independence movement? I don't know. It's just a guess. I'm just inferring from the images that I can see on the back of this note. Maybe the sort of agriculturalists of Suriname are tired of their colonial masters, and they're talking about a cheeky revolution. I don't know, I'm not well read on Suriname history, so if you can fill in the gaps in the comment section, let me know. So let's speed along. So here is the 250 Gulden note. Again, it's the same thing with that different colour scheme. And just to show, you can see that 2 can pop in through there. So the same watermark as I said. So let's skip over it quite quick and look at the back. And again, it's just a change in the colour palette. That's all it is. And then they've just added the different denomination. Everything else is the same. So what more can I say about these banknotes other than to show you the last one, which is the 500 Suriname Gulden. And here it is. So yeah, quite an interesting little set. Not the most diverse banknotes ever. However, the initial image that they work with is pretty damn good. So I can understand why they stuck with it. There's a nice harmony between the sort of Dutch colonial heritage and what I believe to be as momentous political events and sort of tribal patterns that move throughout the banknote, which give you a flavour of Suriname's sort of diverse history. Spinning around on the back, you can see it's the same thing. But I love this image on the back. I think it's incredible. And if you've seen more recent examples of Suriname banknotes, you'll see that this kind of style has carried on into the modern era of Suriname banknotes. And they look pretty vibrant. They're pretty impressive. I do have more Suriname banknotes, which I will be showing you guys in the future. So yeah, that's everything I have for you today. What do you think about these banknotes? I picked them up really, really cheap. A very cheap set, so I thought I'd pick them up and show them off to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. There's much, much more to come in the next coming weeks and even days, really. And as you can see, if I just pan over to the left, there's something very special hiding in the corner. Oh yes, I can't wait to show that off to you. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. It's the Money Man, signing out for now. Bye-bye.